Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. Today, we're discussing the Gerald Genta Arena Chrono Quattro Retro. You can see this 45mm tantalum and 18-karat white gold retrograde chronograph and purchase it on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full commercial listing for this watch, with additional accessories included in the sale, more high-resolution images, and of course, complete pricing information for this watch. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, I cannot adequately convey how massive this case is. A combination of white gold and lots of it, with tantalum, likewise huge quantities. The watch has incredible mass. It feels like a platinum watch of the same size and truly impresses even eyes closed. Now in terms of bare dimensions, it is big. Released during the mid-2000s by Gerald Genta, this particular watch features a 54.5mm lug-to-lug span, so it is broad across the wrists, and you can see it comes right to the very edge of my wrist, which is more oval and flat across the top. So 16 centimeters in circumference, you get a sense of the fit of this watch. Even if your wrist is just a bit smaller, I'm going to say 16 centimeters is probably the lower limit to wear this watch with security and a sense of proportion. Now it's thick too. The watch is 15.5mm thick, and across the broad of the case, of course, 45mm from 3 to 9, not including the crown guards, chronograph pushers, or crown. Very heavy. Now you can see Gerald Genta, the manufacturer, not the man, out of Le Sentier, later became Manufacturer Bulgari, built this watch the right way. You can see screws are used, and massive screws to retain the strap. No spindly spring bars here. This is exactly what you want to see on a watch this large and heavy. Absolute security. Now it's matched with an incredibly substantial sheer-cut, black, monotone stitch, rectangular scale alligator leather strap. It's as burly as the rest of the watch, and it's matched with a substantial, full polished and partially skeletonized 18-karat white gold Gerald Genta twin trigger deployant clasp. The swing arm of the clasp doubles as a spring for the trigger mechanism, and you can see evacuated with the signature Genta logo. Now, the watch itself has a lot going on in terms of detail, in terms of design, in terms of case, dial, and this extraordinary movement. We'll get to each facet in turn. Now, you can see the watch has a bit of a Baroque shape and detailing scheme on the outside, with its straight lugs fixed by screws, high polished lugs, coined case flanks. It looks a little bit like an oversized Breguet, perhaps a Breguet Marine. You'll note the use of a sort of tension line across the chronograph pushers. It's a single crescent arc, and it's somewhat at odds with the vertical striations of the coined case. You can see that interesting juxtaposition of form, and also how the crown guard, crown, and chronograph pushers are beautifully integrated into the flow of the case. There's almost no distinction between crown guards and pushers there. Superbly done. Now, the bezel itself is tantalum. Circular brushed, it's a muted tone, and it becomes part of a composition of grayscales that pretty much spans the entire spectrum here, from a bright silver, almost white in the font of the numerals, to the black of the hour disc in the jump hour mechanism. Everything from black to white to silver in the between is here and accounted for. Now, there are different planes, there are different textures. The dial has incredible depth. What you're looking at fundamentally is a combination of a 60-minute arc with a jump hour anchored just beneath. Now there's a retrograding skeletonized red hand, that's your minute hand, and it retrograde jumps back to 0 when the hour jumps precisely on the hour. Gerald Genta even secured a patent for that mechanism for this series of watches. Now there is a retrograding date, 1 through 31 days at 6 o'clock, as well as a unique radial chronograph seconds indication operating in tandem with retrograding chronograph hours and minutes. Again, there is a lot going on here, incredibly nuanced in every respect, engineering and design. Now on the case back, what you have is a Gerald Genta GG 7800 movement. Now this is a heavily modified Frederic Piguet Bezel, related to the 1185 used in Blancpain chronographs, and the Audemars Royal Oak chronograph. But here it's finished in a completely unique finish that the Gerald Genta manufacturer described as a potter's finish. So it has a golden tone, and everything is finished with concentric circular graining, best known as perlage. But it's not just a base plate finish here. The base plate is actually matte finished. Everything else features that spectacular golden perlage. So what you have here is an automatic winding 45-hour power reserve, 3 Hz or 21,600 vibration per hour, 37 joule vertical clutch column wheel chronograph movement, and a module for the multiple retrograding displays of the dial, chronograph, and civil time, executed entirely in-house by Gerald Genta. There's a reason that Bulgari purchased the manufacturer back in 2000, and it became a large reason for the LVMH purchase of Bulgari subsequently. There was tremendous watchmaking savoir-faire in the Gerald Genta and Daniel Roth manufacture in Le Sentier, and you get that here. Now, the watch is Baroque. There's no disputing that. It's a sports watch in every sense, and fortunately, it has the water resistance to live up to that billing. It has a screw-down crown and 100-meter water resistance, so take it off this alligator leather strap. Ironically, gator does not go in the water, but on a textile strap, this watch absolutely could. Versatile, fine, and exceptionally rare, it is an absolute tank of a precious metal sports watch, unique and charming. You can see it and you can purchase it on our website.